Hi everybody, welcome back to Curiosity Corner Live. My name is Andy, and I wear bow ties because bow ties are cool. So, today, just like always, we are going to explore some science phenomena. Every day at 10:30, we will bring you new content, and at 3 o'clock, we also bring you new content. So make sure you like and subscribe if you are enjoying what we have on Curiosity Corner Live. Today, we are going to talk about centripetal force. Now, centripetal force it's the force that keeps things going in a circle. So here's an example. I have this weight on a string, and this is part of a demonstration that I'll show you later. But we have this weight on a string, and if I spin it around in a circle, centripetal force is going toward my hand. So I'm pulling on the string toward my hand to keep this thing going in a circle. It wants to go in a straight line. If I let it go, it's going to go in a straight line. It's going to go straight up or straight to the side or whatever it wants to do. But because I'm pulling on it, it keeps it going in a circle. That is what centripetal force is. So if you've ever been in a car going around a curve or in a roller coaster going around a loop, you may have felt a push against the car or the seat, or if you're on a swing, you may have felt a push sort of down against the swing. That is not centripetal force. That is your own momentum pushing you forward. So when a car goes around a curve, there is a centripetal force pulling in to make sure that it goes in a circle, but your body wants to go in a straight line. So you feel yourself pushed against the side of the car by your own momentum. The moon has centripetal force. It's being pulled in toward the earth by gravity. So gravity is a centripetal force that keeps the moon going in an orbit. Without that gravity, the moon would go in a straight line, and that would be terrible because then we wouldn't have a moon. The word centripetal means center-seeking. So when I rotate this weight in a circle, centripetal force is pulling in. There's another concept called centrifugal force or centrifugal force, however you pronounce it. Centrifugal force, I'll just call it centrifugal force because it's easier to discern it from centrifugal versus centripetal. If I say centrifugal, centrifuge, centrifugal. So centrifugal force is the imaginary force that is pushing this weight out. I mentioned that its own momentum is keeping this going in a straight line, but centripetal force is pulling in. Centrifugal force doesn't exist unless you're looking at this from a rotating reference frame. So if you're looking at this from outside, then this thing wants to go in a straight line, and it wants to go straight, and centripetal force is pulling in, and that keeps it going in a circle. But if you somehow looked at it from the perspective of the weight looking in, then you get centrifugal force. So centrifugal force only shows up in the math if you're looking at it from a rotating reference frame. So we're not going to worry about centrifugal force because it's not apparent. Centripetal force is always there. So let's do some experiments with centripetal force. I have a mug here connected by a string to a weight, and as you can see, the weight can swing pretty easily, and the mug, I'm not going to drop a mug, not yet. If I place a pencil right under the mug, and I'm hanging the mug from the pencil like this, and hold the weight really far out, what do you think will happen if I drop the weight so that it can freely swing? Do you think the pencil will break? Do you think the mug will hit the ground, shatter into a million pieces, cats and dogs live together, mass hysteria? Or do you think something else is going to happen? let's find out. Here we go. Dropping the weight. Really soon, gonna drop that weight. Here goes. There we go. As you can see, the string wrapped around the pencil and the mug stopped. Here's what happened. When I dropped the weight, it was swinging like a pendulum. But at the same time, the mug was falling, and that was shortening the string that was connected to the weight. It was sort of like a pulley. Because this had momentum, it was swinging from above and then swinging down low, this was shortening that string, and so that swing started to get even stronger because there was less string for the weight to swing on. It was swinging on string. Because that distance was shorter, because there was a little bit of centripetal force, and that centripetal force was actually getting stronger from the mug, instead of going in an arc like a pendulum normally does, it went into a circle and then into a spiral and had enough energy to wrap itself around the pencil. It's sort of like what happens with a figure skater. If you have a figure skater going in a circle, spinning, and they pull their arms further in, that momentum that they started with is still there, but they're not as spread out, and so they spin faster. That's very similar to what happened here. I have a clear cup here. It has a string attached to it. I'm going to put some water in this, and I'm going to spin it in a circle. So my question to you is, what will happen to the water? So here's the water. Pour it right on in there. There we go. You can see the water is in the cup. So if I spin this in a circle, will the water stay in the cup, or will it splash on my carpet and horrible things? We'll have to get a mop and a whole cleaning crew in here. So let's find out. Here we go. It stays in the cup. And that's because when I pull on this string, that pulls it into a circle. It wants to go in a straight line, but it's being pulled into a circle. The water wants to go in a straight line. The cup is curving, so the cup is catching the water and holding on to it. Because of centripetal force, I'm able to keep that water in there. And because of the water's own momentum, it's able to stay in that cup while the cup is going in a circle. So yeah, it's a combination of centripetal force on the cup and the momentum of the water. Alright, I hope you enjoyed those demonstrations of centripetal force. Remember, centripetal force is the force that is going in, the center-seeking force that keeps things going in a circle. So my question to you, my challenge, is where can you see this effect in your day-to-day life? Where do you see these forces interacting with each other and keeping things going in circles, or not? Where does centripetal force fail? Thank you very much for joining me on today's installment of Curiosity Corner Live. My name is Andy. Bowties are cool. Make sure you come back at 3 o'clock because we're going to explore these experiments from a closer perspective. And don't forget, share your results of your experiments on social media with the hashtag StayCuriousCLE. Show everybody how cool science is. See you next time, and stay curious.